In the sequence of stories of Superhit Film, the new link of story that I have brought before you today is the story of film Aankhen, that is, the eye. This film was released on the silver screen in 1968 and was the most grossing film of that year. This film was directed by Ramanand Sagar and Dharmendra and Mala Sinha played the lead role in this film. Madan Puri played character the role of villain in this film, whereas Nasir Hussain, Kumkum, etc. played character role in this film. Film included many beautiful dance song scene and melodious song as well. The music director of this film was Ravi, and the voiceover in the film of this song were given by Lata Mangeshkar, Usha Mangeshkar, Asha Bhosle, Manna Dey, and Mohammad Rafi. The first few lines of some of the prominent song of this film I am humming for your amusement. लुट जा हो लुट जा यही दिन है प्यारे लुट जा तेरे सामने है प्यारे कई झूमते नजारे तुझे छिपना है तो छिप जा लुट जा हो लुट जा मेरी सुन ले अरज बनवारी मेरी सुन ले अरज बनवारी तेरे द्वार खड़ी दुखियारी मेरी सुन ले अरज बनवारी मेरी सुन ले अरज बनवारी गैरों पे करम अपनों पे सितम ओ जाने वफा ये जुल्म न कर गैरों पे सनम अपनों पे सितम ए जाने वफा ये जुल्म न कर रहने दे अभी थोड़ा सा वरम हो जाने वफा ये जुल्म न कर. Now listen to the entire story of film Aankhen, that is the eye. The story of the film Aankhen, that is eyes, begins with a scene of a passing train being blown up by a terrorist. The government is unable to stop these terrorist activities. In this situation, members of the Azad Hind Fauj take it upon themselves to ensure that they do not allow the terrorists to spread their influence in the region. Following this incident, Major Dhyan Chand, played by Nazir Hussain, is deeply upset by the terrorist bombing of the train and is discussing with his colleagues how to stop it. Another Azad Hind Fauj soldier, Ashfaq, arrives to meet the Major with his son Akram. Ashfaq introduces his son Akram to the Major and his son Sunil, played by Dharmendra. At this meeting, the Major states that peace cannot be achieved by relying solely on the government to drive out these terrorists, but rather requires the cooperation of all. Akram protests, saying that it is the government's job to fight terrorists and prevent them from entering the region. Sunil then silences him by saying that it is the government's job to maintain peace in the country. But if someone attacks someone's mother, will they wait for the government official to arrive or immediately retaliate? Akram has no answer to Sunil's question and remains silent. Major Sahib informs Ashfaq that his eldest son Salim has been spying on terrorists and providing vital information. He then explains that according to Salim's information, a large shipment of weapons and ammunition what was being sent from the terrorist headquarters abroad to the terrorists in India in 2 days with the goal of wreaking havoc in India. Ashfaq then leaves Akram there and leaves. One day, Major Sahib's daughter Sunanda arrives there, moving in with her husband and son, as her husband is traveling abroad for work. One day, Sunanda confronts her brother Sunil about his girlfriend and how he met her. At first, Sunil denies ever having a crush on anyone, but when Sunanda insists, he reveals that while he was in Japan to study Spanish, he met Meenakshi Mehta, played by Mala Sinha. Her father was Indian and her mother were Japanese. Her father died while spying for the Azad Hind Fauj. Meenakshi wanted to marry him, but he refused, saying that his life was uncertain because he was a spy. He immediately asked her to leave, promising to return to India. However, Meenakshi still bids him farewell, promising to wait for him. Based on information provided by Salim, Major Saib dispatches his men to the port where the weapons shipment sent by a terrorist leader is about to be unloaded. Salim tries to confirm with Major Saib whether his men have reached that port. A terrorist on board overhears him and midway begins dumping the weapons filled crates into life-saving material, ensuring nothing is seized at the port. He then retrieves these bundles floating in the sea, using another boat to transport them to the terrorists' hideout. Seeing the terrorist in this action, Salim attempts to inform Major Sahib, but the terrorist shoots Salim, killing him. Based on Salim's information, Major Sahib dispatches his loyal men to recover the weapon shipment dumped by the terrorist. After Salim's death, Major Sahib sends his son Sunil to security, join the terrorist gang to expose and stop their terrorist port. Before relieving, Major Sahib tells Sunil that Nadeem, played by Sujit Kumar, is his own man and will induct him into the terrorist gang. After Salim's death, these terrorists become aware of Sunil's arrival to take his place. Saeed, the leader of this international terrorist gang, sends two of his key terrorists, Doctor, played by Jeevan, and Captain, played by Madan Puri, to Beirut to extract all the information from Sunil and assassinate him upon his arrival. To avoid any suspicion from the Lebanese government or those monitoring the terrorist organization, they go to a hospital run by the terrorist for show, and the doctor gets his body completely bandaged to see the seriously injured, and the captain goes with him to a big hospital. As soon as the attendant where the bandage tied on the doctor's body for so are cut and removed from here, both of them reach the headquarters of the terrorist organization in Beirut, and after taking Nadeem hostage, they assign the responsibility to Yusuf to trap Sunil in their trap by making him wear a face mask as the fake Nadeem. Upon Sunil's arrival in Beirut, Nadeem and Meenakshi welcome him at the airport. Nadeem takes him to a hotel and offers his hospitality. Nadeem's actions here appear suspicious to Sunil. Sunil questions Meenakshi about Nadeem, who reveals that he is also a spy for her group. Meenakshi declares that he is completely trustworthy, but Sunil disbelieves him. To further tighten the noose around Sunil, the terrorist leader, doctor, and captain organizes a grand party. At the party, the terrorist attempts to trap Sunil. Sunil also joins the party to uncover Nadeem's truth and plan his next course of action against the terrorist. According to the plan, Meenakshi will keep Nadeem entangled in the romantic conversation, while Sunil will search his hideout. As soon as Nadeem approaches, Meenakshi begins to flirt with him, and Sunil leaves, continuing to engage in romantic conversation. Sunil retrieves some suspicious negatives and other documents from Nadeem's house and returns to the same party where he begins a heated conversation with another woman. Meanwhile, as per the terrorist plan to trap Sunil, a woman, actually a terrorist posed as Princess Zainab of Beirut, approaches Meenakshi and Nadim and begins talking to Nadim about Sunil. Nadim asks Meenakshi where Sunil has disappeared. Meenakshi, who is talking to a woman on the other side, points to Sunil, who is famously seen talking to a woman nearby. Nadim then gets up and approaches Sunil, telling him that Princess Zainab of Beirut wants to meet him. Sunil taunts Nadim, but she loves you. Nadim replies, now she started to love you. Then his princess takes Sunil with her to another part of the party and begins to flirt with him, trying to seduce him into falling in love and extract intelligence from him. Sunil, however, only continues to talk about her beauty and her love for Nadim. After the party, Sunil and Meenakshi meet. Meenakshi asks Sunil when they will get married. Sunil says after their mission is completed. Meenakshi then clears the negative and shows it to Sunil. It reveals Nadim's involvement with terrorists. The photos also reveal his frequent visit to ruined buildings. Meenakshi is surprised to see Nadim in this state. When Sunil asks about the ruined building, she tells him that it is a terrorist hideout. When Sunil and Meenakshi go to the ruined building, they witness several suspicious activities taking place there. They sneak into the ruins. Sunil instructs Meenakshi to remain stationary and keep an eye on all activities and inform him. He then enters the ruins building where preparations are underway to transport weapons and ammunition to other terrorist hideouts packed in large leaves. From there, a man in chains is visible as terrorist well in various ways. Meanwhile, a terrorist spots Sunil and comes to capture him, but Sunil kills him and crushes him. He then engages in a fight with several another terrorists whom he kills with his bullets. He then approaches a handcuffed man and upon his pleading breaks his handcuffs with a bullet. Then asked him, the man reveals that this is the real Nadim and the Nadim outside is the terrorist Yusuf. He has captured me and disguised himself as me, deceiving the intelligence agencies and carrying out terrorist attacks. While Sunil is bringing the real Nadim, he sees a terrorist about to shoot Meenakshi. He shoots him from a distance, killing him. Then, as Nadim tells him, he detonates a bomb at the terrorist hideout. The terrorist believes the incident was caused by someone in his own gang carelessly smoking a cigarette. He also assumes that the real Nadim also died in the bomb blast. Arriving at the hotel, Sunil, along with the real Nadim and Meenakshi, hatches a plan to capture the fake Nadim so that the real Nadim, posing as the fake Nadim, can provide intelligence to the terrorist. One day, Meenakshi calls the fake Nadim over. Shortly after, Meenakshi makes some excuse and leaves, leaving the scene to join the terrorists so they don't suspect Nadim. Sunil then captures the real Nadim and locks him up in a secret hideout while the real Nadim, posing as the fake Nadim, being gathering intelligence from the terrorist. Sunil keeps a close watch on the information Nadim sends and relays matters related to India to his father Major Sahib through Meenakshi. Subsequently, Major Sahib, through his organization, seizes ammunition and weapons sent by terrorists, leading to a decline in terrorist incidents in India. Seeing his backbone weakening and the Indian terrorist leader, doctor and captain begins to consider a strategy to preserve Major Sahib. In this process, the captain and doctor capture Ashfaq's son Ashraf, who lives with the Major Sahib at his home. Priya asks him to inspect the food arrangements for Major Sahib's grandson's birthday and offers him a large sum of money in return. When Major Sahib's misbehaved son Bablu is celebrating his birthday, the terrorist who has changed countries arrives there as a cook. Seizing the opportunity, he drugs Bablu, renders him unconscious, then stuffs him in a sack and flees. After this, when the host present there asks Major Sahib to call Bablu and cut off the cake quickly, Major Sahib asks his daughter Sunanda to call Bablu and cut the cake quickly. Sunanda searches for her son Bablu everywhere and is exhausted. When she cannot find him everywhere, she becomes very sad. The next day, when Sunanda goes to worship at a temple, another woman meets her and tells her how to find her son Bablu. The woman takes Sunanda through the basement of a saint's temple and takes her to the terrorist hideout. The terrorist captain and doctor present there offer Sunanda a deal in exchange for Bablu's release. The deal requires her to keep a woman from the terrorist organization played by Lalita Pawar with her in her home. Sunanda initially refuses, but when the terrorist begins to kill her son by piercing his body with nails, Sunanda agrees to take the woman into her home, treating her as her aunt. The terrorist, posing as Sunanda's aunt, comes to her house and arranges to intercept every message coming to Major Sahib and relay it in her terrorist organization. One day, Princess Jacqueline of Beirut enters Sunil's room with pistol in her hand and moves Sunil's bed. Sunil, who was hiding nearby, emerges and points them at gun her, questioning her if he come to kill him. Jacob replies that she didn't come to kill him but to warn him that the terrorist wants to kill him, so he should leave quickly and go to India. Sunil tells her that he will go to India only if she must provide information about the terrorist organization's location in India. She then gives him the information of terrorist organization in India. Meenakshi then informs Major Sahib about Sunil's arrival in India and Sunanda's aunt who lives with her overhears this and informs the terrorist organization. Sunanda is then returning to India when a terrorist captures him, locks him in a cage, and places him in the basement with a hungry tiger. The tiger claws him to eat him, injuring him. Meenakshi and Nadeem are deeply disturbed by Sunil's capture by the terrorist and they set out to find him. They discover that Sunil is being hidden in Sundar's house disguised as a princess. Meenakshi goes to his house to buy jewelry disguised as a princess. Meenakshi keeps the jeweler with her to show him different ornaments. Meanwhile, Muhammad, who has accompanied her, begins searching for Sunil. He captures one of the goldsmith's men, tortures him, and obtains information about Sunil's hiding place. In the process, he also falls onto Sunil's cage. Seeing him, the tiger leaps to get him. Frightened, he turns up and returns to Sunil with a rope and a saw. Sunil cuts the cage rod with the saw and returns. Upon learning of this, Princess Meenakshi approaches and Sunan, the goldsmith, becomes suspicious and is about to shoot her, but Sunil shoots him dead. By then, another terrorist arrives and begins taking them hostage to another location. Meanwhile, Nadeem arrives with the police and has all the terrorists arrested. Meanwhile, Sunil learns that the terrorists have captured his nephew to pressure his father. They have also done something that would leak all the information from there and sent to the terrorist. Before leaving for India, Sunil arrives to plan and trick to mislead the terrorist. He has Meenakshi call for her his father, informing him that the terrorists have killed Sunil. Sunanda's aunt, who lives with her at the mayor's house, informs the terrorist of this information, and the terrorist also assumes Sunil as dead. Meanwhile, Sunil returns to India with Meenakshi. Hearing the news of Sunil's death, Sunanda becomes intrigued and takes her father's pistol and goes to kill her aunt, who is staying at home. However, her aunt tricks her and captures her and then starts heading to the terrorist hideout. All the major go there, capture her, and hand her over to one of their associates. Sunanda then he questions Sunanda about her knowledge of Bablu's hideouts, but she says she was blindfolded everywhere, so she does not know the location. Major Sahib then turns to her aunt to ask her for information about the hideout, only to find her having taken poison to her death. With her aunt's death, the only way to reach the terrorist hideout is cut off, leaving this Major Sahib disheartened. By then, Sunil arrives with Meenakshi and consoles everyone. One day, Sunil and Meenakshi go to a hermit's house located a short distance from their home, and some hermit actions seem suspicious to them. Sunil tortures him and obtains the locations of his nephew Bablu, who is being held captive by terrorists. Based on the information received from the hermit, Sunil and Meenakshi reaches the terrorists' hideouts and target the captain and the doctor. The captain and doctor then arrives and terrorists to kill Bablu by stabbing him with a nail. Seeing this, Sunil panics. Seeing Sunil's panic, the captain and the doctor ask both of them to drop their weapons. Sunil then restrains Meenakshi to throw her gun down. The terrorist then stops Bablu from being stabbed with a nail. Sunil immediately leaps out of the room, picks Bablu up his gun and aims at the captain and doctor again. He does this so swiftly that doctor and captain don't have a moment to relax. He then takes everyone with him and begins to leave the terrorist hideout. Meanwhile, a terrorist attacks Sunil, causing him to drop his gun, and a fight ensues between the terrorist and Sunil and Meenakshi. During the scuffle, Sunil snatches the gun from one of the terrorists. He then tells Meenakshi to leave with Bablu and begins to fight the terrorist alone, thinking Meenakshi is safe while carrying Bablu. The terrorist opens fire on her. Meenakshi then manages to escape with Bablu, dodging the terrorist bullets. Meanwhile, the doctor and the captain detonate explosive at various locations, raising the house to the ground. Meenakshi and Bablu are pinned under the rubble with Sunil. After killing doctor and captain and the other terrorist emerges, the finds his father Major Sahib approaching the terrorist base with the police. He questions him about Meenakshi and Bablu, but he tells him that they haven't come out. Everyone then begins searching for Meenakshi and Bablu. In the debris, Bablu is the first to be spotted. When they pull Bablu out of the debris, he is unharmed, but Meenakshi is badly injured. Sunil then removes all the debris and brings Meenakshi out, but Meenakshi is still badly injured. As she regains consciousness and sees Sunil, she tells him that she has rescued Bablu as her promised. Thus, completing his mission, Sunil embraces her and declares that, as promised, he will fulfill the mission first of marrying her after his mission is completed. This concludes the story of the film Aankhen, a companion film to of this film ends with this scene.